Okay. We
Yeah,
live. We live. Yeah, don't nobody really want to touch on that fraternal order piece. All of them is fraternal orders. Fraternal order
yeah.
of firemen, fraternal order of paramedics, EMTs, fraternal order police. It's a whole list of them in the phone book.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And they even got like fraternal orders for like carpentry unions.
Yeah.
They all funnel through each other. So
Those are the Ku
literally,
Klux
brother.
Klan that came onto the land and infiltrated every industry.
Yeah, basically, it then got people paying union dues, got them paying them to.
Yeah. To be on the land. We ain't doing we ain't paying nobody to be on our own land. Ain't none of that. It's decolonization
Yeah.
is in full effect.
So that's the crazy part. And I was just about to bring that up just a second ago when we was talking. Nobody be believing me about that time when I went down to the courthouse to go and file some papers. And remember when I sent you that picture of that dude from the military that literally popped up out of nowhere and he was serving the papers and shit.
Yeah.
Yo, it was like some other shit because it was mad people in the street. And then by the time I turned around, it seemed like the street was like damn near empty, and he just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, these ops be coming out of nowhere.
Word, and that's how you gotta see the field. They definitely be coming out of nowhere, man. Because I feel appalled right now.
You said what?
I said they definitely coming out of nowhere because I feel appalled right now. Oh man,
Yeah, yeah. Remember that time when we was working at the office, and every time we would go somewhere, we'll see the fire fire trucks was
chase,
following us.
chase. I remember that night at Freedom Park. What we did when we did the fire, and they was going crazy.
Somebody said peace and love tribe. Mystic, somebody. Mystic TV reads. What's up, Mystic TV reads?
Peace and love, peace and
I
love.
wonder is this one of our tribal members.
Are we able to share the link? Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, you can. Up to 6 people can get on here. Yeah, you can share the link. That might be Victoria's V. I know she go by the handle of Mystic. Is
Okay.
that you, Victoria V? Mystic.
Yeah,
Peace and love.
it was some crazy times, some enjoyable times too.
I don't remember that time. What time? Okay, refresh my memory on that one.
Which one?
You said something happened at Freedom Park.
Oh yeah, when we was doing magic down there, and all of them sirens just out of nowhere going crazy, and
Yeah, oh yeah.
even people in the park went to acting weird.
Yeah, hell yeah. They always was at the park acting weird. Yeah,
But
that was a yeah, I have developed a stronghold in that park, boy. Yeah.
it's coming back. I'm sending out the link. Hold on. Who else we still rocking with? Where Micah L at?
I ain't been able to find him.
I sent you his
I know he ain't responding. I don't see no I'm gonna have to check on him.
yeah, because they've been trying a lot on Micah L. Micah, he's really in the community.
When
Or
the last time you talked to him?
the last time I talked to Micah was a few months ago, real briefly on Facebook.
A few months ago?
Yeah,
Doggone
probably
bug.
around the time when I first came home.
I don't have my phone that I used to have, so I gotta get in touch with everybody. I went to the neighborhood, I ain't seen him. And I see he haven't been online in a while, so I'm like, dang, where's my brother at? The Michael L. I don't know. I gotta check around and see what's going on.
They be trying, brother Micah. I wonder how his case ever went. I never got the chance to follow up with him with that because he definitely had a very legit case. The problem is we're still dealing with this false diplomatic immunity that, or the sovereign immunity that they're giving these administrators, and even the remedies that is supposed to apply, they somehow circumventing them with all their convoluted shit.
Well, that's why the Empress don't play no games, and the Empress go straight to lean mode. They can hide all they want to. They can't hide from that. And people be wondering why they try to come and get me. Because I don't play no games with them. You try to violate me, your ass ain't going to be able to never work nowhere or cash a check. So that's on y'all. And that's how I roll.
You with me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Who is that loud in the background now?
You good?
You went outside? What you do?
Yo, this is way better lane this way. Because I can actually feel the fan, like, on me.
Can you hear me?
But I can turn a little more towards you if you want.
Nah, you good.
Yeah, I'll turn a little more. Because it's, like, right on me. Like, you can take, like, half of that.
You got a lot of feedback. Did you go outside? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll still be good. Because I'll start getting cold.
Guess not.
We back. We back. My service was briefly interrupted with a phone call. I had to ignore the call.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was loud. It got real loud. I said, you must have went outside or something.
Uh, these phones, they get to ringing. They see what's coming. So yeah. Other than that, I also remember the time. I remember the time when
I'm
you.
trying to figure out why it got so loud all of a sudden.
Hold on, hold on.
Hmm. Yeah, it's something else out here in North Carolina, fam, and in the world. We walking in our true divinity in our own tribal lands, on our own tribal lands, fully, completely, with full posterity, and soon we will have all of the components that we're supposed to have: the land, the governance, the funds, the finance, and we're supposed to be getting royalties that these ops been running off with, funding their own missions against us. But soon we will have all of our posterity to be able to rule in the funds is what's necessary. We already got the land back on paper. Once it was deemed not abandoned and an heir came up and declared that all of the lands are not abandoned, that's all they needed. And put it on the record. Now you make your claim, you correct your status and make your claims on whatever lands and properties, estates in your lineage, your ancestors left, or whatever you choose to claim. You let the courts know, get that right of possession, put the right to possession in, and that's that. They can't deny you. Nobody can
Shit.
stand up against your claim. Nobody can stand up against your right, your birthright, your claim. Especially not no bank. You know how many different ways it is to get properties legally? They gonna try to tell me I was using loopholes in the law. I wrote a lot of them in my book, Myth Behind Foreclosure, Wall Street Big Banks and You. I got to figure out how to get my book off of Amazon and sell it myself. These people took the
Yeah,
book, ran off
I'm
with it.
actually in the process of writing a book, two books actually.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm in the process of writing two. One is gonna be sort of um,
Hmm.
a biopic from a third person, um, and the second one is basically just for regular working people how they can, in a layman's terms, basically explaining how you can use
No,
whether
but
it's.
where are you at?
Oh, I got a fan on. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, that's the fan. You over there hot, huh?
Man, it's not too hot. It's not too hot in here now, but I was gone for most of the day. But yeah, the other book is basically like a layman's terms explanation for working people, or people like myself that don't really know too much privy information, but they'll be able to take their 9 to 5 paycheck, start a LLC and start. It explains the different types of advantages it gives them, and all the pros, everything like that. So more like a simplified version, like how they got the LLCs for dumb people or whatever like that, starting businesses for dumb people.
For
Well,
dummies. Yeah.
yeah, so something sort of like that.
Yeah. Well,
I just feel like at this point, it's so much information, and there's so many of us that our collective finance and collective effort overall would be enough to change our immediate situations. Like for example, if we all, we already in trust with one another. So if we literally start some sort of holdings firm or holding group LLC or something like that, and everybody does a part, and even if it's people that's working regular jobs, we all can, have a one big account. And with you being the head of state, we can go and literally have enough credit and finance to get anything we want.
yeah, no doubt. We already got full faith and credit.
Right. So I think at this point it's just all about us truly deciding which path we want to take, and how we want to get there.
Yeah, working on some things.
You know,
Court. Got the power of the courts all.
one more time.
We have the tribal court operating administratively, and we have the power of the courts. So they have to give us full faith and credit. I shared the statutes and everything. Um, there are statutes that have to give tribal governments full faith and credit.
I'm not going. Just in my honest opinion, I could be wrong, but I'm just spitballing. I honestly think that even though we know it's a fraud, I feel as if we should see what we could do to finance somebody getting a bar membership.
A bar? Mm,
Yeah,
they
just
don't.
at least one of us.
Well, let me tell you why. I mean, I could have done that a long time ago. Because when you take the broker's exam, it's the same exam. They ask you when you take it, are you there to take the, bar exam or the broker's exam? if I wanted to finish another 30 minutes on the test, it's like a 3 hour test. I could have got my bar. I could have got the license.
Right.
But my duty and my job is not to be a part of that system. See, we got to be lawyers outside of that system because if you get in that system, you can pass the test, but if you don't take their oath, they not gonna let you in the club. It's like they gonna blackball you.
Well, that's what I mean. At least somebody who who passed the test, who has that, that accreditation behind them.
Yeah, I've been had that. You can get that through your works. I got cases won from years over decades, a decade ago.
Right.
So anytime they give somebody a doctorate, it's based on their work. Anytime somebody's been successfully doing something for a period of time over a decade, you can be considered a doctor in that field. You
Right.
have respect in that field.
Right.
So, see, I'm at a point where I don't need their validation. I show and prove and been showing and proving in the courtroom for so long that it led me to develop my own court. It led me to the laws in which, from a tribal standpoint, we can operate through our own courts administratively. And so, for me and for the tribe, if you look at the laws that support the doctrine of tribal governance, the
Right.
doctrine of tribal immunity, and all the doctrines that we and the laws that we have to stand on, all we got to do is just stand on the law. When you stand on the law, you are a lawyer.
Right.
We don't have to learn a whole bunch of laws. If we
No,
just
that's true.
do our status, that's gonna get us through the door every time. That's gonna win every time because it's in the law. It states in the doctrine of tribal immunity that the indigenous inhabitant cannot be charged for any civil or criminal uh, wrong on their own land.
And I recall, and quote me if I'm wrong, but I recall when we was in the office and we found that law somewhere hidden that specifically stated that the entire state of North Carolina was considered tribal territory.
Yeah, they told me that also at the Department of Motor Vehicles when I got my charger exempted from having to pay taxes. It was like $1,000 that I didn't have to pay because they told me out of their own mouth from the government. I had to go back and forth up there 3 times. They kept trying to play games because the gatekeepers was at the gate.
Right.
Kept pressing. That third day, I said, ancestors, bring the truth out of these people. I asked one specific deity, and she opened the door for me. They had to bow down right then and there and told me out of their own mouth that as an indigenous inhabitant, I don't have to pay the highway tax, the tax that they charge for the DMV because the whole state of North Carolina is reservation territory.
Right.
And I said, "Oh wow, that's a big
I
one
find,
for the tool belt right there."
I find that to be crazy because those policy enforcers certainly act like they don't know that.
But you told him, remember that time you told him, and he was looking at you like, "How do you know?"
Yeah, yeah, they act like they don't know, but when
Yeah,
confronted with it, it's like, oh,
it's
oh well, you know what? Maybe we'll catch you again. That's the attitude. We'll catch you again.
because see, that's the oath. That's one of the oaths that they have taken to deny us everything, to deny our status. I had a judge one time deny. I gave him. Dang, let me let this train go past. It's a confirmation. I had a judge one time took my son's tribal ID in there because they had him, and the judge tried to act like he lost it. I said, "Sir, I just gave it to you. I just handed it to your people, and they just gave it to you. What do you mean you lost it?" I said, "I'm not leaving here without my son's tribal ID." You didn't give me any tribal ID. I didn't get any tribal ID. I said, "Sir, I'm not leaving here until I get my." He did it 3 times, and I stood there 3 times until he finally gave in and looked on the floor, talking about, "Oh, it must have dropped down here." I said, "Yeah, okay,
Oh
buddy."
wow.
Yeah, 'cause they've been taught to deny us. It's like they can't see us in a courtroom. They have to deny us. It can't go on the record. So they be trying to get up from the bench. I've seen them do that over the years because they can't get that on the record because if they get caught saying anything, they damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they get caught interacting or even entertaining our status, they gonna get in trouble from they people, and they gonna get in trouble if I decide to press the issue or complain or let the higher, like Department of Justice, know that they didn't do something correctly. So they'll just act like you're not there. You know, they've been taught to deny everything.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Neither confirm nor deny.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how it's always been, the code of silence. But you also got to look out for the windows of acquiescence. And
Yeah.
that's something else I sort of learned too. When a little less is more, and you just go ahead, do what you got to do, and let them open that door.
Yeah. But technically, once you present your case and your response on the record in writing, in affidavit form,
There's really nothing else they can do.
you're not supposed to go, technically, you're not supposed to go and put your body in their jurisdiction because you have already took yourself out of their jurisdiction. You let them know your status. So therefore, unless you're going to demand some money from them that somebody owe you, you're not supposed to go in there because then that's a contradiction. That's like delusion of law. Look that up. Delusion of law. And
I'm
so a lot
familiar with
of
that.
times, huh?
I said I'm pretty familiar with that.
Yeah. And so I'm talking to whoever listening. We're gonna be recorded. I mean, they're gonna hear this later on. They need to be looking up these things because it's very important, especially when you're trying to take a stance as an indigenous inhabitant. Because, or even just standing on your square as a living being, a sentient being, they have tried to deem people incompetent just because of this type of contradiction right here. And then on the back end, they'll say it's a delusion of law. So then, therefore, you're incompetent and you know delusional. We recommend this person to in the institution. These are the kind of legal terms they use because of our actions that we failed. to take or inactions or actions, but they're not going to tell you what happened. They just going to try to railroad you into something, and legally at law it will stick because we presented ourselves in a contrary manner that created a delusion of law.
Yeah, that's true to an extent. However, it's a catch 22, and we all know in different
It's like
areas.
every time you get ready to talk, something get real loud in the background.
I said, I agree with that, but it's also a catch 22. I just see it that no matter how it goes, as long as you standing on your square, you're gonna walk out of there. If you provide all your status and put it on the record, eventually they're still gonna send their headhunters, whatever. It happens. But I just feel like they're gonna put you through it regardless until you show them that you know what you're talking about and that you're willing to go there with them. And the number one thing is they'll use your time as a way to try to intimidate you into, you know, doing what they want. But I think once they realize that you realize that everything eventually comes to an end. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to really gauge it in my personal opinion, but I
I hear
just
what
know.
you're saying, man. I hear
Hold,
what you're
hold,
saying.
hold on, Dave. Hold on, Dave.
Yo, I'm listening to everything. Yo, I'm listening to everything and I hear what you're saying, man.
It's hard to gauge it, but at the same time, I just think if a person, and this is just my personal advice for you know people
Yo,
that's
what is
really just
word
learning,
chance?
people that's really just learning. Um, don't be afraid to ask certain questions. Like I know from my personal experience, when I simply ask the administrator a lawful question, and it's like, y'all had me in your custody already anyway. So
Yeah.
at that point, I didn't have the choice to volunteer. I didn't have the choice to voluntarily not show up.
Yo, they give you a free
Uh,
COD?
Yeah, you did. I did for months.
oh no, listen, you know me. I did for years.
No, I'm talking about when they had me. You was in
Uh,
there for years.
no, no, no. Oh, you talking about when they had you? Yeah, yeah. I ain't got time for that. They ain't because see, do they now when you refuse court? Do they charge you or do they just give you
They was
box time?
trying, bro. It was crazy. They kept trying to put false charges on me. I knew they was false because the judge had already released me immediately. But these ops would not release me.
These,
They they kept trying to create new cases against me. They said, "See,
I, I was only simply there for a probation violation, and the
see, I
judge,
ain't never let them get me on probation. You got to get out of them contracts before they stick.
yo, listen. I
You
told
don't let them
when
in
I
the
first
contract.
when you first get sentenced or whatever, and you cop out. So
Mm,
what I did instead of signing my name, I just put under TDC, UCC dash 380.
threats and coercion. Yeah.
Right. To this day, and I believe I still got a copy of that paper. That's all that's on there. Um, however,
No contract. You
yeah,
gotta end the contract. You
yeah,
got
but it's still a null and void contract.
well if they kept you or not.
Yeah, well, we all know they operating fraud. This is what I mean. I honestly, I honestly feel that the only way to truly overpower it is through a collective effort and through the establishment of what we're trying to do, which
Mm,
is establishing finance, establishing and promoting business, establishing and promoting community endeavors, and being able to hire our own, being able to educate our own. And it gotta, that's really the only way things gonna change.
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good avenue. Uh, my journeys have taken me to the courts, so it's like your challenge in life is your calling.
Right,
That's what I had to learn. I had to realize that all of this time I done spent, learning these things, going back and forth with these people. It has to be some good to come out of it. It has to be some kind of change to come out of it. So I guess that's why the ancestors led me to develop the courts. I didn't really know what that meant when I was developing them. But when I started sending orders from that seal, I started seeing moving the crowd, and I started being like, "Wow!" When I
right.
first when I first sent that order in under the seal, under my seal, into um the chief superior court judge, as a week later he stepped down. I said, "Okay, we cooking with gas now.
I recall that when you said that.
We cooking with gas now."
Yep.
Each
It's,
lesson, each
it's
time, it been teaching me what it is to have authority on the land. It's like we really do have this authority if we know how to use it.
no, we certainly do, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty for me because I've had a lot of moments of being able to walk in it, but I guess now I just know that there's other ways of being able to operate with it, and I kind of feel like business for me is my more my avenue. I was forged with the law work and legal work. I want to use that as a way now to be able to advance what we do.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. So I heard Esther. She calls herself Esther.
Hester,
Yeah, the spiritual lady. One time I heard her speech. She was saying, and it really stuck with me. And she said, "You cannot be anything less than what life has already caused you to become. So, whatever that is, that's where you need to be, and that's where you need to be evolving from that point. Because
right?
you can't be nothing less than what you have already gained in knowledge and wisdom.
That's right.
So that's something that always sticks with me, even when I feel like, I'm very talented. I can do so many different things. I am good at so many different things. But at the end of the day, what is the sum total of my life's work? That's
Right,
what that's where your energy is. And that's for me, being multi-talented. I want to do something else. I get bored quick.
right. That's something that I struggle with. I don't know if that's a cancer trait,
Might be.
but we definitely are multi-talented people. We able to do things. We're master. We're not a master of any particular trade, but better than
We're gonna
most
say
at
that.
the one. Better than most at their one.
Yeah. Oh,
Did you
okay.
want Carly out here? I mean, Carly, did you want Rissa out here?
No. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back.
I know you good. Yeah, we're not a master of any trades, particularly
Oh,
sometimes.
I am. Don't speak for yourself, buddy.
Hey, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Listen, if I am, I probably just haven't noticed it yet. But I'm not a
Yeah, you
master of
still
any.
young.
Huh?
You think you old. You act old. I said you're still young. You
Hey,
haven't.
listen. I am double Bob's grandson. I'm old. I'm old spirited.
Yeah, you old spirited, but you young as ever.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not. I don't feel like I've mastered my one trait that I want to go for, but
Still finding yourself. That's why.
yeah. But at the same time, when I do decide to do something, I do it better than most.
Right. And you put your mind on it.
Right.
Uh-huh. Take it to the next level.
And so, law work is something that always looking up cases is something that always attracted my attention because I feel like knowing certain laws and knowing how laws was developed and why they was developed, knowing the timelines in which they came from, you can sort of use those laws to trace back through even some of our own history.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So and
Everything is based on the law. Everything
all
is based on
right,
the laws of the land. Real estate.
right,
Those were the first laws that I learned. Real estate. I started learning laws of real estate at the age of 19. And it's paying off. Little did I know I would be doing some of the things that I'm doing. I mean, I had no idea that these type of powers even existed. That our status could invoke this type of power. This
right.
is why they don't want us to know it. This is
I
why
think
they try to, discourage us from walking in our true divinity and status.
because they know it don't take too many of us to start a chain reaction.
Right. And that's what they try to deter with the defamation and smear campaigns and all of that. Try to get people not to follow us. Try
Right,
to,
like
you know.
and that's why I try to deploy. Like I had came up with this one idea, and I was thinking we start a LLC. We will find in abandoned homes that need to be fixed up. Sometimes your greatest enemy also can help you serve their greatest downfall.
Well, it's called Your Enemies Will Be Your Footstool.
Right.
hmm
But I just put it like that because we could get some of these homes and use them as different, whatever, transitional places to get people off the street, whatever. And that'll be a way to not only generate money, it'll be a way to help other people out. It'll be a way to start solidifying um, headquarters. Um, I just feel like a business should be something that's a focus at the moment.
hmm Yeah, I agree. We definitely got to get
And the more of us that's in on it,
our
like
bartering going too, gardening, all of that, our community. We got to really come
right,
together as a community.
right, so I feel like if like we start finding some places and we start writing contract offers, and within those contracts offering to take up, helping with the renovations of the house, yeah, depending on how much the taxes are, maybe we could all come together, cover the taxes, but we want, X amount, or we want this, or we want to be able to use the house for whatever purposes. business
Mm-hmm.
purposes, whatever. Um, so I definitely been getting into my contracting because I tried to shoot my shot at this one organization, the Fisher organization. I had sent them a copy of a contract I wrote up, basically just to see what would happen. And what they did was, instead of responding to me, they sent some people around to the property to close it up and fence it off and all of that other crap. Meanwhile, it's like I was trying to make a business proposition. I wasn't trying to do anything other than that. You know what I mean?
That's why you have to uh, take it from 'em. That's why you gotta use your Imperium power. You can't tiptoe around these issues with housing and the land no more because they don't own anything, especially especially the corporations. They don't own anything. If you come and you know how to work your magic, take them, file a right of possession in the court. The court got to grant you your claim just because of your status. So these are the things that I'm getting more into sharing with everybody because this is how we got to approach it. We got to take a lawful approach because we standing in the law. All the laws support us. If you claim yourself to be indigenous, it's if you look in the reclamation, it's 2 pages of straight law, straight
Right,
file. They can't get around it. If you use that paperwork and claim a right of possession to anything on the land, they got to give it to you. See, this is why they've been trying to take me out. They can't beat me.
right,
I'm Floyd Mayweather standing on the ropes. Can't beat me. Can't beat me.
right.
And they know it. And I'm
Now
confident
I
in
got a
that.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Right now, even though we don't need their validation, I was looking up some stuff, and there was something I wanted to ask you. I've seen something about we would be able to basically make a declaration to the Department of Interior, and they would have to, like, basically trust, showing them some sort of trust that we got, and
They already have they
it
know
would be their duty to find us land.
yeah, you in control. You tell them where you want to be.
Right.
See, this is what we got to get back to realizing that we have these powers.
We got the numbers for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We can start moving in that direction. Like, that's sort of the same thing I've been doing and I did with Piper Glen
I
back in the day
believe
in
we
some of the
just did.
houses.
And the woman that's, I mean, it don't make it no better because they got to her too. But the woman that's in there, she's definitely of Moorish descent. I think she's like from the Philippines or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
But they know they got to work for us now. If they don't, I call Homeland Security, Provost Marshal, get them up out of there. They deported. They in violation. See, it's laws.
I
If you look,
called I called ICE on a dude that worked at the gas station because he gave me an attitude. And I only called him because he told me out his own mouth that he had married a Haitian chick only because he was trying to stay in the country. And no, he said he would never marry a Haitian chick, but he married this black girl because he had to stay in the country. And I said, "Oh, well, what's wrong with a Haitian chick? Ain't they the same thing as a black girl?" And he was like, "No, Haitian women are dirty." I said, "Oh, really?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "All right." I said, "You know what? I'll be back." I dropped a dime on his ass. I told him his marriage was fake and all that. Sure enough, did. I gave him a good 2 week vacation.
mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta demand that he's deported. He's in violation. It's decolonization time. See, that's what's going on the land, but nobody won't say that in the news. You just heard Trump talking about these things are happening for the pure-blooded Americans. Only the pure-blooded Americans will be able to claim citizenship. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
That's
I
right.
can't wait to get some feet on the ground. My ancestors been working with me on the spiritual part of the whole thing.
That's right. I think in a way though, we all we all sort of everybody who been on this journey and continued it to some degree, we all been being prepared for a specific role.
Yeah.
Everybody's being prepared and forged. It's either you're gonna be forged or you're gonna be molded.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're gonna be forged in the fire. I done been forged in the fire too many
Right,
times. Half of me come out like, oh, I'm tired of this shit.
right, right, 100%. So a lot of people don't realize that, but then you got some people that's really still looking to learn and haven't truly, like myself, found all the answers within themselves yet.
Yeah.
But, I'm
A lot of,
also
lot of
somebody
it
who done
comes with
been through it
experience.
enough to understand what you really need to sort of do to navigate to a degree where you can still enjoy um both sides of life, so to say. 'Cause I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie, that's the hardest part I think for most people is being able to find a balance because you know what was the most supportive thing? Well, the greatest thing for me was being able to interact with other, individuals who had a like mind. And for people that's just coming in, it's hard to find genuine people in
Mm,
this movement to get to interact with. It's a
mm-hmm.
difficult task, and then your family is sometimes not necessarily going to understand. Your
Right.
friends that you knew from childhood aren't going to understand.
Right.
So it's easy to be attacked when you're being given up,
When you a lone wolf, yeah.
right? So I think
Right.
that's the main thing that most young Moors, even myself, went through for a while. So that's why I just feel like that's a strong direction that we need to be heading in because when they do decide to stand up, it's like, all right, not saying that you should expect somebody to come save you every time, but you know, because the truth is, shit, by exercising the law, we already know what's gonna happen. It's, it is what it is.
Well,
But, huh?
a lot of times we at the forefront of a movement, and a lot of times it causes us to have to be alone. That's the only way you're gonna really learn your own strength. So,
Right,
the Most High orchestrates things for a certain reason. I know that's what happened with me. It's like
right,
I had to just be alone to even realize, stop, be still to see what is really going on around me. If I didn't do that, I would have still just been in a fog, not really understanding that these people moving around me is, really sent from the opposition because they
right,
have to listen to these orders. I wouldn't have never saw my full power if I was just, going along with my day and running a rat race. So for me,
right,
I had to stop and look and know that what I'm doing is the right thing and it is being honored at the highest levels. But I have been dealing with something that kept blocking it. That's why we was getting that hit or miss. It'll go smooth for
right.
a long
We
time.
both was because I know, I know, I was what I was dealing with, and I ain't gonna lie. When they, I don't know if I told you, but like when they finally came, and the only thing I was worried about was like I just hope they don't try to hit me with nothing else. I'm gonna go in here, fight them for this, fight this for this probation, whatever. And when the administrator starts talking, he's like, "Yeah, it's been 6 years." He said, "It's been 6 years, and you mean to tell me that you guys bring him back, and he was in a house that had drugs in it, and you're telling me that none of them were his?" So the district attorney or the prosecutor, he was like, "Well, apparently the other guys that were arrested in the premises, along with Mr. Tarik, they already said that none of the stuff belonged to him. He doesn't partake in any drugs. He doesn't like drugs. He's just a family. He just came over to visit." So he looks at me, and this motherfucker said, "I don't feel like you deserve anything less than 8 months. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna max you out." I say, "You son of a bitch," but
And
I'm not.
you could have fought that. You didn't stand up
No, I'm gonna be
where
honest with you. You
status.
ready? No, here's the cold hard truth. I could have fought back. I was aware of it. You know what I did? I looked at the judge. I said, "Thank you. Sometimes you need a break.
Mm-hmm.
You need a break." Well, I was really at that point in life, and it's crazy because I felt like I was doing pretty good, but like I needed that break to be able to rejuvenize myself
Yeah,
and
stop and
get
think.
yeah, because even though I was doing all right, whatever, I was still in the fog and didn't see it, and it was just like little unexpected things that would always happen, but eventually always bring me back to my work.
Exactly. Because the Most High got their hand on us. The Most High creators, they have their hand on us. Their spirit team is guiding us. They ain't never letting nothing happen to us, but they allow stuff to happen
Right,
for a reason.
to remind you.
And the main thing is, for me, I can speak for myself on this, is that if I'm not walking in my path of the missions that I'm supposed to be on,
Never
they'll
thought
allow
right.
they'll allow something to jar me, get my attention. So that's
Right.
what that 13 months was for. Like, you need to pay attention. You need to be doing a whole lot more that you wasn't concentrating on. So we gotta slow you down, and then you can hear them. I can hear them. You can hear your voice. You can hear that inner voice. You know what to do.
Right.
But if you always running around, you ain't listening to them, and they get mad. They'll let some shit happen, and you be like, dang.
Yep. You're not lying. And it was so crazy because the second I got to the jail, I'm sitting there and I started laughing because it was one of the same officers from the last time, and he was like, "What the fuck you doing back in here, man? I thought we'd never see you again, man. After 6 years, he's literally just bombing me. I ain't even gonna lie. This motherfucker was bombing me, Empress. He was cutting my ass, and all I could do was laugh. He was like, "You're a dumb motherfucker, man. You should have just stayed out in North Carolina." He was like, "We knew you was down there." He was like, "We didn't give a fuck as long as you ain't come back." Like he was just talking the most shit, right?
Wow.
So, but I know him. Like I know him in real life. So,
Mhm.
but anyway, I get there and all I could do is fucking laugh to myself. I'll breathe. And the second I turn around, I see one of my friends, and he like, "Yo, boy, am I glad to see you. Man, I need you to sit down with me and look at my case." And I just started laughing right there, just giggled to myself and say, "Here we go." Here we go, right back to it. And
Mhm.
that whole week, That whole week, that's all I was doing was looking at cases. And next thing I know, I'm down at the law library every Tuesday faithfully. It got to a point I didn't even have to sign up. They would just call, hey, ask Al if he wants to come down to the law library. Yes, I'm going. But I say that to say, like, you're right, 100% right. When you running around and doing everything else in the societal norms or shit like that, life will definitely sit you down and remind you what you really good at.
What you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
That's what the ancestors probably trying to tell you is like this what you're supposed to be doing. Helping lift humanity through your talents, through, what you do. For me, that's what my lesson was like every time I stopped teaching, every time because my mission is connected to the masses, uplifting humanity, teaching what I know, because we responsible for the knowledge we have, and we don't give it out. If we ain't doing what we supposed to be doing, then we get punished in whatever way that shows up.
It's just you right, but it's just being able to give it to those who actually want it and going apply it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad to say that the people that I met the most that really want to know is people that's in them situations. And I just kind of felt like maybe it was a reason. I met some real genuine people in there that I still talk to now. And a couple of them is in there standing on their squares. So I just think that it's it's a reason why we go to these places as well, because they're not gonna get that information anywhere else.
Yeah, I feel you.
We got a lot of ability. It's all about consolidating it.
Mm-hmm.
Who else we got it? Well, so this hold on. So that you made this platform. This is dope.
No, I didn't make it. This is restream, my stream that I always use.
Oh, okay, okay.
Berners Earl texting me.
Brother Burners. He's Brother Burners. I know he still be tearing the phone up. That's my boy though.
Let me put the link in the Telegram.
Yeah, man. We definitely. I've been through it. You've been through it. It was yo. You know who else I'm proud of? I don't know if you got to speak to him. Musa.
Musa, yeah. I
What?
ain't he kinda distanced himself. I ain't really
Yeah, Musa. He doing real well. He just closed on his first foot foot property.
okay.
Word. He definitely doing real well.
There's the noble. Berners Earl McGill. You
Brother
own
Burners. Brother Burners.
Peace and love, peace and love. I'm trying to work this camera. Oh, there we go. Cool.
Peace and love. What's going on with you?
All right. Do I know you?
It's Brother Tarik.
Oh man, hey, God. I said I listened to the voice. I said I know that voice. I said, but I don't know the face.
He
What's
don't
How you
have
going
his
been,
on? How you
man?
been?
he don't have his
Long
head.
time no see. No, long time
Like,
no hear.
yeah, man. Word. How you been?
All right, I just got back from taking care of my dad, back from the Bay Area. I went to. I was invited to believe it or not, a church this morning. For they kind of fooled us because they said we're having a motorcycle event in Stockton, and here's the address. So none of us knew that it was going to be church. But something told me. I did. I said something don't seem right. I think they just invited us to church. I think we're going to church. I said, nah, we ain't going to church. I'm gonna go ahead and put on all my motorcycle stuff and leather, all this leather, the vest and everything. I'm choppered up, right? And I'm like I look like I'm like a gang member or something. So then I go to my friend's house, and then he told his wife, he said, baby, you got to show us where the church is at. I said, church? I said, hold up, man. I didn't agree to go to no church. I said, I'm not even dressed for church. He said, oh, it's not really church. It's going to be at the church. So we
No,
get
they
there.
playing games. All of these spiritual people, be careful.
We get there. I see the motorcycles. And I'm looking. I said, okay, the church is over there, but why are we over here? We got a little building inside with a black gate. On the next to is a tax place, and it's all barred up. Barred up. So what? And then all of a sudden, I start hearing them singing and then clapping. It's this is church. This is a church that they're using the building, but it's a church inside. And so we get to the door and they say, "Hey, just to let you know, we're gonna seat y'all up in the front." I'm like, "Oh man!"
Oh,
They seated
Oh,
us up in the
that's
front. So
ritual. They was you doing rituals.
they trying to get us. They trying to get us to testify and join the church. And the lady was
They
talking
trying
about.
to get y'all.
The lady
My
was talking about. Oh, we're gonna get some good offerings today. I was like, oh. So wait a minute. I look at my
oh,
bag.
they was
I
gonna
said, "Shit,
drain
I ain't
y'all.
even got. I ain't even got no money. I ain't got no money." I said, "Wait a minute." I stuffed for $10 in the back, all the way in the back of my pouch, and I was looking for everything, going through my pouch, and I broke my damn fanny pack. I broke the damn zipper, looking for a damn $10 bill. I found a $10 bill, and then they passed us the envelope. I said, "Hey, you got a pen?" And he said, "No, I ain't got no pen." Well, I said, "Well, good, because I'm not writing my name on nothing. I just go ahead and stick this $10 in and pass it up." Ladies got up
Mm-mm.
there,
Oh
they were
man,
singing and clapping. I'm just sitting
No, they
there.
tricked you into going. They
Hey, and then they said, anybody who believes in Jesus and loves Jesus, I want you to stand up right now. I said, I believe in my mind, I said, I believe and I love Jesus, but Jesus is in me. I said, I'm Jesus, I'm God. That's what I said to my mind. And my friend stood up, he started clapping, he said, come on, man, stand up. I'm like, I was just looking at him, I said, no, man, I'm not standing up. I'm
you
not
was on
standing up.
some ops. The ops tried to get you.
I
yeah,
didn't stand up, and everybody was looking at me. I was like,
Oh no!
and so
Tried to do
Jr.
you
leaned
in.
over. He said, "Okay." He said, "After we take this offering, we're gonna leave." I said, "Okay, good." So they had, I was, how you get up, you get up, they have you get up in the seat, and then that row goes, and the next row goes, and the next row goes, and then it was our turn. He said, just keep on going straight. So I put the thing in the pot, and I kept on walking out. And then there was a dude standing there. He wouldn't get out of the way. He was like trying to keep us in. I said, hold up. I said, hold up. No, we have to go, man. And then my friend was shaking people's hands, and so I went back and shook the one brother's hand who I seen yesterday. He was the chaplain or something. And then so the other brother who, because he said the day before, he said make sure you bring that brother right there. And I was like, man, in my mind I'm saying, man, I got a name, you know.
They trying to
As,
give.
as
They
I,
trying.
I said, I'm not gonna be controversial. I ain't gonna make no controversy. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. So I left. He was shaking hands and shit. I left. I got on my bike. I was waiting for him to come out. But man, I said,
Noble.
yeah,
I'm not. I said,
You gotta keep your
unless y'all.
protection.
I said, unless they let me speak. And they let me talk about what I want to say because I was gonna tell them about, hey, you need to correct your status. You need to stop calling yourself black, Negro, colored. I was gonna be on that tip, but he was saying, nah, man, you don't want to say that. I said, well, if I can't say it, then I ain't going back because that's where I'm at.
Noble.
yeah.
Can
Y'all
I
tell them
tell
I'm
you
going.
something?
What?
Nah,
It's a
y'all tell
lot going on with these religious groups. They going down, bro. They trying to
yeah,
cipher our energy. I
yeah.
heard that. I heard they got the main guy from the Vatican.
You got a lot of pastors getting jumped now. People are
Wow.
coming after. Yo, oh, Empress, that's what I want to tell you. I'm glad Burner's
They're
brought
getting
this
caught
up.
in because they're getting caught in their lies. That's why.
So hold on, right? So my mom was on the phone with me the other day, and she's like, "Yeah, me and Randy, we went
Hey,
to the
hold up.
church."
My wife come back in
Oh,
the come
Randy.
back in the car. Hey, hey, I'm gonna get back on. I'll be home in about 15 minutes.
Oh, Randy. Okay.
Okay.
Shut up, wait a
Hey, I'll be back on in about 15 minutes. All right.
minute.
Okay, yeah, come back in, Nova.
Okay.
All right, all right. Yeah. So what
Yeah,
happened?
she's like, "Yeah, me and Randy, we went to the church." And we got it, and we was offended. We got
Oh,
up and
Lord.
we got up and we left because the pastor took off his shirt, and he had a Freemason robe on, and he had the ring on too. And he said he wanted to tell us some stuff today. I said that was the first time I'd actually tell y'all should have stayed. She was
Oh,
like,
he on one. These
"What?"
men going down and these churches going down.
Yeah, he was about to tell the truth. He was about to tell the truth.
Mm. Think so?
I think so.
Mm.
He was coming out of the dark.
Definitely came out of that robe, huh?
Mm-hmm. For real.
Mm,
I told her, I said, y'all should have stayed. He was gonna tell y'all something.
mm-hmm.
Y'all was gonna definitely get the sermon.
Wow.
Yeah, she was offended though. She was like, "Yeah, we got up and we left, and we ain't been back since. I ain't going back there no more. I thought he was a Christian."
Where they still down south?
Yeah, they still in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yup. Shoot, I'm thinking about trying to schedule me a visit. I ain't going to see her though. I ain't going to see her. If she want to see me, she gonna have to come see me in a public place somewhere.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I ain't dealing with Randy.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I heard that.
Yeah, it's over with. It's over with.
I heard that.
Other than that though, she been alright, but she was definitely complaining about that. But like I told her, I said, yeah, we've been telling y'all that for years. That's what these people are.
Mm-hmm. So he came out of bag that day.
He
Mm,
came
mm.
out. He said he was tired of hiding it. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all so that way
Cause
y'all ain't got no business.
anyway,
Man.
I just told you. They said allegedly. They said the Pope got arrested. That's why these priests is going down. They get caught. They don't have no more protection. That's probably why he was trying to come out before it get blasted all over, and before he get called out, blasted
I
all
really be
over.
wondering. I ain't gonna lie, cause you know me. I really be into. I was really into that shit, and I really be thinking that a lot of the shit that we seeing right now, a lot of shit we supposed to be seeing on purpose because certain people already done been compromised. They just got to play, two sides or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know though. Yeah, you too. Um, so I just feel like some things is already sort of handled.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I don't know, it's sort of hard to explain, but it's just sort of from the things I be seeing, like some things is already handled, and you can also tell that. It's just that time, the universe and the ancestors just not playing with certain stuff no more.
No.
Everything that these people is doing is coming out like it's nothing, and then
Yeah.
even the regular, the masses at large,
Hmm.
they solving crimes faster than the FBI now.
Yeah, because we can see the truth before
Right,
they can. That's what you call a psychic investigator.
right. You know, like it's gonna take some time, but it's already here. Within the next few years, things is already turning in our favor. It's already here. It's just a slow manifestation. That's all.
Yeah, we gotta
We need
we
it.
gotta put our efforts and energy behind it to push the change to come through.
Right. Well, that's where the group collaboration come in, and everybody decided
That-
what roles that they want to play.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all. I know. I would like to look into seeing what we could do to establish uh, a league, our own legal aid services, so to speak. Like, there's got to be some way where we can enforce indigenous law to be able to get the same way how they giving stipends and giving checks to people who
Mm,
uh, these legal aids and stuff.
yeah.
We not qualifying for the same thing? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's one of the things I've been doing through the tribal court.
Right,
Stopping the aid from being given out. Everything has to be here, stay here at home in America until we get our act together, until we get our estates and everything straightened out. Y'all cannot send no money nowhere. All of them orders they saying Trump giving out and doing, I can show you the tribal court order where it came from. Kid you not. No money is going away from here. They got to give us our trust funds back. They can't get into no more. They can't get into none of our money no more. That's why they running around here crazy, acting like they, lost their minds. All that we seeing on the news right now, all these different reports, is pretty much conjecture, bold-faced lies,
right.
rumors of war.
Yeah, nah, it's not gonna be no war because the United States can't find. You wanna know something? It is some things you learn from when you're sitting in these places. And one thing I learned was that I went to court one day, and there was this one guy. Um, he got a pretty big case. It's like a serial killer type case.
Huh.
It was actually, yeah, it was on the news. It was He's like, they call him the Gilgo Beach serial killer. He was allegedly, he's killed like 10 to 15 people over the years. Um, so basically, long story short, I learned that this county that we live in, Suffolk County, they normally do not lose. They don't lose lawsuits. They don't lose if you suing them, whatever. They gonna fix the fight. It don't matter how good your lawyer is. The only time you gonna win is if you got you got somebody who they gotta respect. Um, so freaking long story short, this lawyer basically made it known that the county of Suffolk does not have the funds to proceed in a trial. It costs $1 million for trial,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying that he has the statements or whatever, And I'm sitting there, I'm listening to this guy as he's talking to the sheriff and whatever. And he was telling like, yeah, my lawyer told them, he showed them the proof that the money that the county of Suffolk had is froze. They can't even access it right now.
Booyah!
So, and that was what November, December. That was back in January,
I love it.
right?
I love it. Love to hear it.
Yeah, I didn't even put two and two together. I was honestly just thinking like, I know this county is a crooked county. I was just thinking like, all right, maybe say they finally getting caught up with, but I
Well,
did.
see, all of these counties and cities have been abolished, and the police and the chief of police and mayors are under the cities. The mayors and the police are under the mayors. All of them
Listen,
have been abolished.
I swear, I wish Musa was on here right now because I'll never forget that day when me and him was calling all. We was trying to establish ourselves and build a rapport with some of these senators and stuff like that. And we called what is his name? Damn, the he just ran for president out here. His name is always on the fucking tip of my tongue. Not president, governor.
Mm.
It'll come to me. But we called his office, and there was this intern that was working there, and her name was Danielle. And we would asking her questions or whatever. So she seemed to be like real forthcoming. Like, so I decided to ask her about the Pope's general civil orders, and
Uh-huh.
her answer blew us away. She was, I swear, I wish I could have recorded it, but it was just so sudden. She was just like, yeah, I said, are you familiar with the civil orders that was issued by, Pope Francis? And she's like, yeah, everyone should have been served with those. Every law enforcement agency, every court, everyone should have been served with those. I was like, oh, so that's something that you got that people are aware of. She's like, yeah. Do you know we called back the next day to speak with her, and they said she was no longer there. I'm telling you, Musa has to get on one of these nights because we got some funny stories from when we was trying to double team these people, and
Uh-huh.
that's some funny stories right there.
You
And
talking about Governor Cuomo's office?
huh?
Cuomo.
No, not Cuomo. The, you know what? Give me a second. Damn. Yeah, give me a second. I got his emails in my phone from because he actually
Who was the
one
one
of his
before
workers.
Cuomo?
Huh?
Maybe he was the one before Cuomo. Let's see.
No, he
I
what
have to,
he didn't get
oh,
he didn't
he didn't make it.
no, he didn't make it, but I'm not gonna lie. I sort of wish he would have because I think they office would have worked with us. Let me see.
See, that's who is giving the orders. That rundown that she gave y'all, all of them are under the Vatican's orders. This is what I'm saying. And now that he's gone down, Everything else going down up under him. All of them orders we was talking about earlier, they up under him. They up under those orders. All of those orders. Masonic orders, fraternal orders, secret orders. The, you know, fraternal orders of police, all of them.
Congressman Lee Zeldin.
Oh, okay.
I've actually met him a couple of times. Um, yeah, he walked us, his office walked us through the process of doing these Privacy Act release statements, where basically when we file a complaint against any constitutionally sanctioned place or whatever, it gives them the right to go at it or whatever and bring them up for questioning, and any facts that you got, they can get into it. But I
Hmm.
just, like I'm hoping that these things actually could lead to something. But like I told Musa, when you look into Congress, I mean, maybe this is just their version of Congress. I'm pretty sure Congress was different when our people was running it. But when you look at Congress, it's like they really can't do nothing except, you know, question you or refer you to the FBI, or refer the FBI to lock you up or something like that.
Hmm.
They've stripped a lot of power from Congress intentionally. Um, but yeah, however, I actually I had forgot all about these Privacy Act release statements. Um, yeah, because at that time, we was just looking for ways that we should start interacting as a government, whether that be trying to learn the processes of how their inner workings work as far as Congress and stuff like that, because we sort of viewed it as, well, most of our problems is with y'all so-called law enforcement and administrators, and all of them are under y'all protection, so we might as well deal with y'all.
Right.
Let's see. When's the last time you heard from brother Akeem?
Akeem.
Akeem, Akeem.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in I don't know how long. Well, I heard from him in I don't know how long. I don't know how long.
Yeah, these folks,
Huh?
they going down, buddy. They going down.
We definitely seeing it, because I'm telling you, ICE raiding something up here almost every other day.
It should be Homeland Security and not ICE. ICE is supposed to be remanded to the borders and to the airports only. They supposed to be stationary. So when you
And
see somebody moving around with big white letters, ICE on their uniform, those are ops, and they've been kidnapping people. They've been kidnapping. They trying to form cartels and armies and stuff from inmates, and they snatching people. So be careful. Let everybody
they
know
got ICE running around up here.
they ops. ICE does not move.
They got the
Immigration
arguing. Uh,
immigration does not move around on the land. Only Homeland Security.
yep. And it's funny because, and my dumb ass, I was laughing about it because I was coming out of the Dunkin' Donuts, drinking my coffee, eating my glazed. I just figured I'd throw that right out there. And right as I'm looking across the street, ICE was storming the shelter.
I'm here.
Oh, I'm like, what the hell? They were storming the shelter that was across the street, the CHI shelter.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And
That's pretty
they was really talking shit to the local authorities, like telling him like, we don't gotta tell you shit.
crazy.
Yeah, he was like, the local cop was just like, you guys could have told us this, that, and the third. Any other time you guys reach out, and they would just being like 100% assholes. Like,
Because they not
yeah,
supposed to be on the land, and that's really what the officer was trying to say. They ain't supposed to be on the land either, though. All the police and the mayor's offices have been defunded.
I gotta go and look up those FISA court orders.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now the FISA court is for the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act.
Mm-hmm.
So who
Can't
who
hear
is the
you.
prime target?
Can't hear you.
Huh?
I can't hear you. Cannot hear you.
Oh, I said who was the main target of the? Well, I know the United States, but like, did they have like any specific names?
For what?
Like as far as I don't know. Maybe I can't even ask the question. I just got to go and look at it. I didn't even know something that happened. So I got to go and look at it. I guess basically what I'm asking is what's the ramifications like of it.
They just roll. They be popping in and out. You talking about these fake ICE agents?
No, I'm talking about those new court orders. What's the ramifications of those new court orders?
Oh, I can tell you from the highest courts
Yeah, that's what I
what's the orders. They get deported. They supposed to be detained and deported in minimum of 36 months. If they caught, that's a minimum. And any additional crimes, they going to Guantanamo Bay.
They
But
are. They did redo Guantanamo Bay.
yeah, so it's pretty much full now. That's why we got to get some more housing. That's why they got to really be deported. But if they committed crimes here, they got to stay here and do their time first, then get deported, and their families get deported.
Uh, mhm. Okay.
They've been all over California too. Brother Tonis was telling me
Wow. Yeah, they're not playing, yo.
every
And
day,
ICE.
every day,
Yeah, see, we ain't been getting Homeland Security over here. We been getting ICE.
and they fraudulent.
Of
Y'all be
course.
careful. And ICE agents, immigration, and customs do not move around on the land. Did you see that video the brother posted on TikTok? He worked for a governmental entity and he said he was ready for them when they tried to pull him over. They was trying to kidnap him. They didn't have nothing, no probable cause. They wouldn't tell him nothing. He was like, I'm not going with y'all. And he said he just kept praying that it don't get blown out of hand because he said he was going to blast his way out of there. He said, we already know that they're kidnapping people. And I was not about to be, he was in Texas.
Wow.
And he said he had his, I guess, semi automatic weapon in the back seat.
You know what, though? Now it makes sense why Trump is saying he's going to use the National Guard and the military to start dealing with
He
the
he ain't.
cartels.
It ain't from
No,
him.
no, I know, but I'm just saying it makes sense why he would say it, even though it ain't from him. It makes sense why he would say it because I've been, them cartels they've been running rampant for a
Mm.
while.
Oh man, they was all
They
in
be just
jail.
shooting at the people at the border for the hell of it.
Who?
The members of the cartel, like when they see the border patrol agents, like they'll just randomly just shoot at them just for fun.
They mad because they can't come across that border like they used to.
Right.
Playing on Santeria games and shit. That's why I had to get up on my game. They let a million of them come in here, camp
Right.
themselves all around us to try to take over America. Bro, I already. That's why I've been in Magi mode. They came.
Gotta be.
Trendy Agua came up in the jail, bro. They was yelling out, uh, "This cartel." They came up in my neighborhood where I bought my mobile home. Where I bought my mobile home at. Start moving in the house. It was a bunch of government ops. The government had deployed them. I said, "What the hell is this?" They was following me around,
Right.
and I knew they was the ops because they got kicked out of government, so they couldn't keep track of their people. So they started putting these dolphin fin antennas on top of all the cars. So I'm seeing overnight all these damn dolphin fin cars, dolphin fins, big ass dolphin fins on top of the cars. I'm saying to myself, what in the world? They really trying to make a move. Then I found out that it was people running government and black nobility in London, England, and Italy is in my family line. Had these people following me. So it's black nobility, it's the bloodlines that run the land. They give orders down through all these groups. And when I start coming out in my powers and giving orders through the court to the court and the national courts and all of that, they came for me in a major way. I already knew it was deep state though, but I didn't know to the extent that it
I
was.
definitely, I definitely would like to see, like, even remember that video when the Pope was down kissing feet?
That's what it was about. He trying to see everything they do is spiritual and it's intentional.
Yep.
But he couldn't get out of it. By that time, it was too late. The Empress had got her powers. He was trying to repent, as if to say to the black mother or to whom he's offending, whom he's sending all his people to follow my ass every day. They did a whole blow up. They did a whole uh, festival before they locked me up.
And they still couldn't do it.
In Italy. They ended up doing it. It took them about a year and a half, 2 years to harness enough energy. That's what they was doing. Harvesting energy, harnessing energy. Then they start doing their little sorcery and bringing all these groups to try to overtake America. So they did this big ritual. I don't know if you saw that. I'll send it to you. They did a big old blow up, a carnival with a big blow up doll of a dark skinned Statue of Liberty, America, calling it America.
With the
Count-
with the orange jumpsuit on with the chain.
yes,
I remember that.
yes.
That was done in Paris, right?
France. It was done in Paris, France. But it was the black nobility bloodlines who've been running governments. These are distant cousins in my bloodline down the line that I never knew about. So they was mad because I had came out. I'm communicating with international courts and Department of Defense and Department Pentagon, all the the pertinent parties. So all my life these people been knowing who I was, using my identity, bro. I didn't know. They using my identity in other countries. So when I came out, I started making demands and they shut their shit off. So they wanted to try to get rid of me, try to deem me crazy and incompetent so they could keep taking over my ancestral state over here in America and worldwide. That's how deep the shit is.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I got to start finding a way to track down mine. It's just a little twisted though.
Definitely do.
It's twisted, man. My father, he don't really know much. Ain't trying to offer much.
So that's why I had to
Uh,
myself. I had to get to myself and figure out what in the world is going on. Why is it so much action around me? I'm talking about driving past the house every day, walking past the house every day. Like they was really studying. And they sent their whole deep state military after me, cartel members after me. I said something is up. That's why I had to just go into deep meditation and figure it out. And sure enough, lo and behold, I got stuff in my name all over the world, bro.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be glad when this shit all over with. I'm tired of them. I'm tired.
Wow. But now, see, that's the crazy thing, because it's like, that's, like, boom, right? We could go, here's an easy thing. Me and you right now, or tomorrow morning, we could go to the district court. Easy case, federal question. Why is it that I have an account at the Federal Reserve and I have never been there? And they're gonna find a way to say, "Oh no, you guys don't know what you're talking about." Like, we're not fucking stupid, bro.
Well, I already cracked the code straight with the Federal Reserve Bank some years back and read the whole thing and told them, and we was using the routing number for a
I
minute till
yo,
they shut
I
it down.
yo, I did it like twice. I paid off my credit card. I maxed it out twice on purpose
Mm,
just to see if it worked. And it worked.
yeah,
And then after that, they started bouncing it back after that.
yeah,
But I'm not gonna front this European woman. She put me on game. She was like, "Yo, a lot of people make it harder than it is." She was like, "Once you file that Form 56, and you just simply, you know, call them and let them know that you're taking over the usage for it, for that, but you're the registered, authorized owner, whatever,
yeah. You the executor of that estate.
executive or authorized user."
Mm-hmm.
Right? She was like, it's a lot more simpler that way. So I'm like, all right, well, she just put me on to something for the memory bank, and
Yeah,
then
well, we've been doing that for the IRS, but then again, they all connected. But you got to keep doing it because one of them ops will come behind you and undo it or do their own. They've been acting as fiduciary secret.
yeah, but I don't think things are as easy for them to do is like that anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
It ain't as many black hats no more.
Nope.
There's still a lot of them, but
Huh?
I said there's still a lot of them, but it's not. It's not. The number is not as great as it was. Even down to like policy enforcers.
One
I
of the
see.
chiefs, one of the chiefs that I deal with, they gave him a walkthrough of down there in Washington, the departments. He said it's a ghost town.
Yeah. Even down to the local police out here in our town. Whether or not they like it, things are gonna change, and here's why. The old
Mhm.
guard, most of the old guard, they're gone. They done
Right,
either retired or they dead. And now you got all of the kids that went to school with us and has always been cool with us. So it's like, even if they stop us for a ticket, they already know what type of shit we be on. They just, yo, man, have a good day, man. So all I'm saying is shit is gonna change regardless. But the more that we push it and the more that we start operating in this shit, it's gonna go. I see all kind of changes. Dude,
yep, it's definitely clearing house, that's for sure.
yeah, man. But we definitely gotta start looking into that Department of Interior thing, um, and seeing what we can do during the times of trying to operate some business, real estate. We can start like some sort of real estate renovation and contracting.
Uh-huh. That sounds good. Sounds like a winner.
I've been putting some plans together. The problem is, it's just you go. It takes a group effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just met with some brothers, and they were talking about the same things. An elder, a couple of chiefs I'm dealing with, that's on the same type of time as me, a tribal leader, and got all of their seals and got everything going, and the way they've been doing things on the land that understand the laws. They've been doing it for years, and some of them, one of them gets government contracts and stuff like that. So now that I know you interested in it, I'll keep you filled in.
Right. Most certainly. Most
Some
certainly.
of them
Because
are, you
I
know,
honestly think
some
once we
of them
start,
all that stuff.
yeah, once we start operating and stuff like that, a lot of other things gonna figure themselves out. And not
Hmm.
only that, it sort of gives us the power to sort of operate on our own terms without with impunity.
Hmm.
You know, the more money, the more money, well, the more fiat and finances we can not have to give them, and we're able to invest in growing our own food, stuff like that.
Right.
That's where the real battle is won.
Yeah, we have to bring our talents and our resources together.
Right. And I think that's the ultimate key. Once we do that, everything else answers itself.
Hmm.
So we definitely got to start banging at the door, well, at the office desk of the Department of Interior. We gotta do a head count.
You said a head count.
You gotta get the time for a head count.
What does a head count consist of, Noble?
A head count consisting of how many people still stand in attendance.
On our side, huh?
Right. We can't go messing with the Department of Interior if we ain't got the numbers.
What you mean messing with them?
You know what I'm saying? Child can't go tell them to do what we need them to do if we ain't got the numbers.
I don't need no number. Remember I said it's bloodlines that run governments. It's bloodlines that run the land.
Right.
Have to do what they told.
No, that's true.
If they don't, they're gonna get their ass deported. Straight like that. That's why it's a ghost town. That's
Uh,
why they clear a house.
I'm
Clear
about to.
a whole department. Because they
Uh,
work for the opposition.
mm,
They've been there working for the opposition. They've been fighting. Some of them still there trying to fight, but they can't fight too much longer.
right.
They ain't even. Let me tell you something. They not even in there. They in props. They got whole studios that look like the White House and stuff.
That's
They,
what I've been said. Like you know Tyler Perry, right?
mm-hmm.
You know he got a whole land and he got the whole White House, like a replica of the White House and all the buildings around it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he literally has a fake layout of Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm. They got one in California too.
Yep, and that one, I think that one is in Georgia.
uh-huh.
I don't
Yeah, the
think that.
studios is in Georgia. Yep.
Yeah, I remember at one time, like they really wasn't using Washington. When it was shut down. And a lot of people would say, "Oh no, they still up there." I'm like, bro, that's old. Those are old clips. It's CGI.
Right. Right. They'll use old old clips in a minute.
Old clips and CGI. You literally had people that was up at Washington live on TikTok showing you that Washington itself was fenced off.
That Washington what?
Washington D.C. itself was fenced off. Like there
Right,
was
right,
nobody was inside.
right.
That was back around that time when they went bankrupt and they had to shut down. I think that was in like 2022. I want to say.
Mm-hmm. That's when I shut down everything. The video idea went viral. I shut down the court here in Mecklenburg County, January 2022.
Right.
It was closed down for 9 months.
These motherfuckers. So
And then I opened it back up under tribal governance and ordered them to use the title and the position of only magistrate.
right,
Now you'll hear them saying magistrate because judges,
right.
judges, their
They are
position
no
has been
judges.
dissolved. Right.
Not at all.
We operating totally on the lawful side now.
Right, right. All the judges have been killed, if you want to use the proper term for it.
All the actors have been killed off.
Word. I wonder, like, yo, it's crazy. I'll be thinking that, like I said, all of this is just a show.
Mm-hmm. Straight up.
And it's a show, and eventually it's gonna be a day soon. Not no time soon, but sooner than what we think. And one of these days, they just gonna have a national broadcast, and they just gonna say, "Yo, for years and decades, y'all, most of y'all don't even know what's been going on, but we about to give y'all a good peek about it."
Hmm.
Yo, that would be crazy.
That it was never really no government. We haven't had a government since 1913. It's only been a corporation acting as a government.
That's a fact. So let me ask you one. Let me ask something like, and even though they don't really got much to do what we do, um, do you think that that hackers like that supposed group that was supposedly supporting Trump, um, do you think that we can still, I want to say, have like a good synergy with them, not partner with them, but like a good synergy with a group like that?
A group like what?
like like these hackers or people that's not, yeah, well, hackers or
We have
st-
to get no, not with theirs. We
huh,
no, I'm gonna say no
right,
because we have to get our own technical support. It's just like whoever takes over. If you own something or if you take control of something, the people employed there are going to work for who's paying them.
right.
Until we can fully take over and dominate, in which we will real soon,
That's
they
already
they
coming.
gonna keep trying to hack into our stuff. Like they're trying to build these databases because whoever controls the information control everything.
Right.
They trying to control the systems. They
And
trying
they're realizing that fewer and fewer people are starting to even rely on the systems.
right.
There's still a large amount, but they notice that every time it's slowly and slowly going down.
They can't get control of the systems no more because that's the database of all of the people they have working for them in the military and the governments. If they can't control the database, then they don't have no more people
Right.
unless they want to keep trying to recruit.
And you're never gonna get the same results. That's crazy. Uh. And then it's like they also use those sort of databases because they got plants all over the world,
Hmm.
people that you never thought,
Right.
and the even down to these judges, like you pay attention to like some of the task force they got, Homeland Security, FBI, they all working with the local authorities now, but yet they're giving the local authorities the credit for the arrest. But what they're basically doing is, using at the end of the day, some of them are astrologers the same way we are. So that they just know more than likely where they're going, how and where they're gonna catch you up at. Like if you've been, like, I've been starting to get into my chart a little more, and without me even realizing it, I've been sort of moving on pace with my chart. I've been
Hmm.
my chart been saying, this is the time where I start to show more of myself, expose more of myself, and uh, make more of a presence on social media. Start to be seen more, stuff like that. And meanwhile, I'm doing all this stuff, and I never actually even noticed it until I started reading the chart. It also said like how my financial is seriously and heavily impacted by uh, my mood. So if I'm having fun doing what I'm doing, then finances come. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's just sort of crazy how when you in tune with certain things and you don't realize it, but you also sort of know it just from the feeling alone.
Right. You got to be willing to relax, not get caught up in everybody else's emotions, and learn yourself.
Right, right. I've definitely been starting to get more into my chart lately, which is a whole nother situation because what I told you about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
I crossed them two charts, and boy, oh boy.
Both are on cancer, so everything gonna work.
The crazy thing is, of course, maybe this chart was lying, but the crazy thing is, it's saying it's like a perfect match.
Okay, go ahead and try and see.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know what the astrologer said. Just letting you know what the astrologer said.
Hmm.
I ain't saying they right. I ain't saying they wrong. That ain't my field. Man, this is definitely gonna be some good times, though.
Yeah, we coming into the golden ages.
Yeah, we is. And it's like I said, I'm gonna be honest. It's like we even we've seen enough already to where we can sort of understand the changes that's gonna be coming in in the future soon. I just wonder how it's gonna feel for other people that don't really understand why things happen and they already seem like, oh, Trump is wrong and da da da. It is like they don't really understand why things is happening. So I just kind of want to see the reaction
Mm-hmm. All.
when stuff start being handed back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's gonna be the reaction then? Is he still gonna be wrong, or is you gonna sort of see that after all of this time, things was just slowly going this way?
Mm-hmm. He have to do what he told. He's just the executor of a corporation.
Right,
He don't own no land.
right. Well, we know that.
He's not attached to no land. He's a foreigner.
There's this and I got it somewhere on my TikTok or on my Instagram. I think it's on my TikTok, or I got a picture of it. But there's this letter, and I've been advising people about this letter too. Like when they talking about like getting banks and stuff like that. And instead of me going into like all the law with them now, I simply just tell them about this letter, or I'll send them a picture of it, and it's basically a letter from Trump at the White House acknowledging the 1933 Emergency Financial Banking Act, acknowledging the fact that the United States is supposed to pay dollar for dollar every debt. He's acknowledging all of the truth, and he basically says he's ordering whatever corporation that's connected with the United States to honor that um, executive order.
Mm-hmm. That's them patriots pushing him to do that.
What?
Those patriots pushing him to do that.
Yeah. So it's like they said. It's like I said. Little do they know, they play right in the hand, our hand. Because if y'all want to be patriots and y'all want to go off constitutional law, then that means that it's still in our court because
Yeah, they gotta honor us.
treaties treaties supersede
Yeah.
the Constitution. Ooh, damn it. Yeah. So
Yeah, those patriots know who the Moors are.
yeah, most certainly. I just can't wait to see the looks on their faces.
When them boots go on the ground, for real. Um,
Listen, you know what's crazy? When we start like building and they notice that our community is growing, a lot of them gonna willingly leave.
they been they been self deporting too.
Yeah,
They been giving orders to self deport. A lot of them been self deporting.
but they ain't going fast enough.
Cause Biden let 11 million of them come in here
Right.
or more.
Shit. They act like they want to try to deport us. I'll tell them straight up where you sending me to.
Her mother from here. They can't send you nowhere.
I know. I would like for them to send me somewhere. I need a vacation,
A free vacation.
a free vacation.
Uh, well, you don't want to go to Haiti. One of the Moors hit me up on Facebook asking for my help. They done shipped him to Haiti.
Nah, I gotta go catch up with barbecue.
Barbecue. Who is that?
Yeah, you don't know about that dude barbecue over there?
He barbecuing people?
Mm-mm.
What?
They call him barbecue, but the news is saying, "Oh, he's just a leader of a ruthless gang and they kill people." I'm waiting to hear his side of the story because he did a little video basically or whatever, and he was saying that he's willing to sit down and talk with the United States, but only if they're willing to put the whole truth on the table.
Right. They ain't gonna never do that.
Right. And that seemed pretty interesting to me.
I'm glad he knows that it's the United States and not America. Because they can't speak for the lands of America no more.
Right. But
Mm-mm.
he definitely he said that in that video. I want to see what his side of the story is
Wow.
because you can't even fly into Haiti right now.
Good for him. Yeah, I told that brother some things got to calm down first before I can help you, bro. He's like, I need to get out of here, Empress. It's dangerous. He been in America his whole life, but his family from Haiti. They got him up out of here.
Wow. Yeah, it's scary over there. The people I used to live with when I was renting from them, I was renting a basement apartment. I mean, a basement apartment. They went to go and get their aunt. She came back. She got robbed before she came. Well, no, before they got there, she got robbed
In Haiti?
in Haiti. She got before they got there to come and get her. She got robbed,
Mm-mm.
and it was so messed up because in a lot of parts over there, they only get like 5 6 hours of electricity, and she got robbed right. I think she said like like 8 hours before they got there to come get her. She ended up getting robbed, sitting in her house waiting for them, and there was no lights or nothing.
Damn.
So she got robbed in the dark. And she's older too. Like she was elderly. She was like almost 70 years old.
Somebody she knew told their little nephew she getting ready to leave. Y'all better go get what y'all can from her.
Most likely. That's foul though. Haiti's really one of those places where you feel bad because it's not like they don't know who they are. They know who they are. It's just they're easily turned on each other. You can easily give a group of 10 of them some guns and a little bit of money, and they just gonna think they finna run everything.
Well, from what I hear, most of them standing for something, protecting their lands from all this foreign invasion trying to come over and take over. They did a coup over there. They've been doing these coups all around,
Yeah,
but it's foreigners. They're just trying to take over.
they've been shooting down airplanes or any foreign plane trying to come in. Well, it's just not shooting it down, but taking shots at it.
Hmm.
The problem is, Haiti is that one country that no other country wants to support.
Because they want it on their own terms. They already owe Haiti a lot of money. The French already owe Haiti
Yes, I know.
billions of dollars.
And so do the United States.
Yeah, United States, um, France, and I think Britain too.
They trying to make it where they trying to say Haiti still owe France. How the fuck
They
do?
always turn stuff around. They liars.
Mm-hmm. But the only way that they gonna get from under that is to renounce their shit and completely go separate from that protectorate stage. Well, they did
Hmm.
that already. But
Hmm.
the problem is, it's like now you're gonna have to go to war, and that's the number one problem. They don't have a real standing army.
Haiti is strong on their spiritual side, so they gonna make it. They gonna come out on top always. They ain't gonna let nobody dominate them.
Oh, definitely not. No, but that's still an issue when you're dealing with multiple countries and you don't necessarily have a defense, other than what was given down to us by our ancestors. But it's always good to have more than one line of defense.
Yeah, and until then, he doing a good job. Whoever he is, they got a lot of little groups like that though, little armies. They
Yeah,
being
they
funded,
do.
but they being funded by somebody. Don't get it twisted. They got support from somewhere. A special interest is funding them and giving them guns and stuff like that. They all these every time they do a coup, they are funded by a foreign interest most of the time.
I believe it. I definitely believe it because you're not going to tell me that this country can barely feed themselves, but yet they're getting all these guns.
Right.
Somebody's giving it to them.
Mm-hmm. Dropping them boxes right on out the sky.
That's just like they were doing in Chicago. There was literally we had people making videos. The police was literally coming to tell the gang members, "Hey man, there's gonna be a train dropping a package off tonight. Next thing you know, you got a train dropping the stop with boxes of guns, and now you got gang members out there shooting at each other to try to get them.
Wow. That's what they doing, trying to make them kill each other.
Hmm. Yeah, they knew that. You know what? We tell enough of them, they gonna come, and the ones that don't die, we gonna lock them up.
Same thing they used to do with the drug back in the day. Drop it right out the sky.
You know, I used to always hear that, but I never believed it until I was talking to this dude that's from my town, and he just recently got locked up, but he's like the biggest of the biggest out here. So he was telling me one day, he like, yeah, man, I went down to the Iron Pier Beach one day, and I seen these two black garbage bags floating close to the edge of the water. He said, man, I dove in that motherfucking water. I swim. He said, I swim out. Now, mind you, this dude is 71 years old, Empress, and he still be moving, like shaking and baking. And he like, yeah, man. But he's taking me all the way back to like the 70s, when I guess this is how he found his shit. So he's like, yeah, man, I dove in that motherfucking water. I went and got the motherfucking bags, man. He said, I opened the bags. It was nothing but two big ass garbage bags full of straight weed, man. I'm talking the leaf, the contractor bags full of weed, man. He said, I don't really mess with it. He said, so what I did, I took it all to the crack, man. He said, that's how I got the shit. And all I could do was laugh, and I was just like, so hold on, you really found two bags like that? I was amused. I was amazed, honestly. Like, I always heard about it, but like to actually, meet somebody with that it actually happened to. But
Yeah. Mm, military planes.
yeah, and well, you know what? They can fly a military plane over me. I tell you that much. Drop me something off. I'ma use it against you, but drop me something off. Oh man. So it's definitely been a journey though. I'm sitting here talking and crap. My phone on 2%. So
Yeah, I'm getting low too. So we'll pick it up again tomorrow or the next day or whenever you got time. We'll jump on here.
yeah, tomorrow I got a few things to run around and do, but shoot, that do spark an idea. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, maybe we can start doing this, get a few more people to tap in, and that'll be a way where we can actually start, you know, delegating, expressing ideas, any concerns, whatever.
That's a plan.
So yeah, we can just start seeing who, and that'll also be a way to see who want to partake in what. So,
Yeah. Okay.
all right, peace and love.
All right. Peace and love. Have a good night.
You too.
All
All
right.
right, is Bonus still on? No, Bonus left.
He sent me a text. I don't ain't no telling. We'll get him on though.
All right, peace and
All
love.
right. Peace and love.